Yo, what's going on guys, Kazma here, back with my part 6 of my Drivers' Championship career mode on F1 2016. And today we're at the world famous Grand Prix at Monaco. So it should be a very interesting race as there's very tight corners and it's a street race, so it'll be very hard for overtakes.
It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
The tyre management is key here, specifically the rears. It's all too easy to overheat and wear the rear tyres as they're punished out of the low-speed corners. Most teams won't be able to avoid some kind of issue here, especially the teams that are running less downforce.
So here's my qualifying lap at the Monaco Grand Prix. This racetrack is very slow, but there is a couple of long straights which you still have to be very careful. So at the moment I'm doing quite a good first sector, go a little bit wide there. The Mercedes are still doing quite well in the qualifying sessions. My goal is to try and get into the front row, which will make it very much likely to stay in the front row because it's very hard to overtake at this track. So either first or second would be very good, but at the moment the Mercedes drivers are pulling away from me. I'm P8 at the moment. The AI seem to struggle around this corner, so I've got a very good exit there. So I'm P1. We're coming into the last sector of the race, sector 3. You can normally do that flat out, and then we come into a 4th gear corner. I go really wide there, so I've basically messed up my qualifying position for the front row. And we'll come around the last corner. It's all about straight line speed now. I'm in P5 and it's going to be P5 for me at the end of this qualifying session. That's not really what I wanted, but I still try and aim for a podium for 3rd place or 2nd. Anything can happen at this Grand Prix, crashes, anything.
No more prestigious race to win, no bigger an occasion than the Monaco Grand Prix. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1 mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. And as the drivers start thinking about getting a good start and how on earth to get through Saint-Devote in one piece, I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, if we might be seeing a safety car or two today.
Well, you wouldn't exactly bet against it, would you? Statistically, it is pretty common, of course. About 80% of all Monaco Grand Prix will have at least one safety car. And that's despite the incredible work of the marshals around here, who you'll often see lifting cars out of the way just under the yellow flag conditions. The teams will always plan out the worst case scenario though, and they'll be making sure various caution periods are built into their strategy models of the race.
Okay, don't throw anything silly into one. It's going to be crazy in there. Just do your best to stay out of trouble.
So, as you heard, it's one of the oldest racetracks in the world, back in 1929, and it's still got its original form of racetrack. So we're coming into the first corner of the race, and we managed to hold P4 at the moment. We've made a position into P3, but here's a replay of that. The Ferrari drivers seem to struggle to get a good start there, but as you see, Lewis Hamilton pulling away straight away off the go, and Verstappen did hit me there. So as you see, it's very tight around this circuit, anything can happen. And yeah, so I'm still in P5 where I started, and coming down into the hairpin, the famous hairpin, 1st gear. There's already been a yellow flag, someone has crashed at the hairpin. Now I put it into rich rev, just checking if the car's okay from that contact with Verstappen, and at the moment it seems to be okay. And this is where the AI really struggles. I've got a very good exit there. Some people have been disqualified and retired from the race. 3 people already. 4 people have It's down to 18 drivers now, and on the first lap of the race. So we get a very good exit there. We're going to the last corner. We've got the slipstream on Verstappen. Am I going to make a dive bomb into the first corner? And I try, and he gives me enough space for the overtake. So normally Verstappen, like I said last race, he normally defends very well, but not in this case, not at Monaco. Makes it nice and easy for me. So this is still the second lap, and there's a massive pile up, and Lewis Hamilton has caught up into that pile up from the first lap where people were getting disqualified and retiring from the race. So Lewis Hamilton's race has been compromised and ruined, so that's going to give him a massive downfall in the championship points. I think Ricciardo is now first, which he should have won actually in 2016, where his pit crew got to get the tyres out when it was his pit stop, which Lewis Hamilton managed to take the win. So at the moment I'm posting very fast sectors. Sector 2 I've got a purple, coming into the sector 3 now, last corner of the race, and Verstappen has got front minor damage to his car. Nothing really happened in the last 2 laps, just trying to gain up to the front runners like Rosberg and what's his name, Ricciardo. So I think P3 podium is going to be for us today, our first Monaco Grand Prix, and we come around the final corner. Verstappen is nowhere near to be seen, and it's P3, so 15 points in the bag. Very good. Very good for a Williams driver.
A great win then for the Red Bull team today.
I think this is Ricciardo's first win of the season. He has had 5 podiums out of the 6 races, so he's doing very well for Red Bull.
Track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily
I think this way, he actually was quite close to me in the point tally, so I think he might just be ahead of me now in the Drivers' Championship by a couple of points, because he's just won this.
There's been a big push at the factory lately to get these cars
So I think I've lost my position in 3rd in the Drivers' Championship leaderboard, and I think Lewis Hamilton is very close to coming down from 1st. But it's Daniel Ricciardo's day. He managed to win one of the best Grand Prix circuits, Monaco.
Here's how things look in the drivers' table. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. And now I'd like to ask you,
yeah, Daniel Ricciardo managed to move ahead of me in the drivers' championship, and everyone is gaining on Lewis Hamilton after that race performance from him. It was a bit unfortunate because of the crash, but yeah, and this is got a contract offer from Williams for a number 1 driver. So Valtteri Bottas has lost his position as number 1, and I've been granted the number 1 position. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next Grand Prix is at Canada, and yeah, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.